Hey, we back. Hey, all right now. We back. We gotta sound like we just got a win, y'all. Come on now.
We did get a win.
Yeah, I know. We don't sound like it. Hey, we back now. Hey, we back. We back.
We back.
Again.
And again.
All right. What up, podcast land? It's your boy, Bren'Tel. This is the I Can't Afford to Quit podcast. And today, guess what? The first time in 2 years?
Almost.
2 years. 2 years. All three of us are in the same building.
I know. Building.
Round of
I'm
applause.
excited.
I am too.
And well, today is we're not gonna do like the regular layout. We just go ahead and do a event recap because we just come back from We the People roundtable discussion, and it went perfect. I think
It did. Somebody just commented. LEAKE just said, "Awesome job tonight, scholars." And I think we did a dope job tonight. I mean, especially for it to be the first one.
Yes.
You know.
yes,
Yeah,
we only going up from here.
I'm excited.
I was nervous. How are you guys?
You were nervous. I could tell you were. I think Bren'Tel is just a perfectionist. He just wanted everything
that's really what
to
it
be
was.
right. Like the cameras. Oh, by the way, we had this filmed.
Yes, and the video will be up on YouTube.
Right.
Yes.
So, but it was funny because you could just see him going like this to him trying to direct the cameras and stuff, and I'm like, Bren'Tel, let the men do their job. They're gonna get over there. Like I feel like you just wanted to make sure everything went accordingly.
He did.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be dope. It's gonna turn out good. I think it's gonna turn out really well. Everyone spoke really well. They showed up. I was surprised. I was just happy that the table was full. Like, I was just like, okay, are we going to have people to show up for this round table? And of course, we always had somebody that say that they're going to come and all this and that and don't. You know, you have those type of people, but we weren't deflected by them.
Mm-hmm. And we got to figure out what we're going to do as far as like the schedule of it. But there's going to be more events to come, which I'm excited about.
Yes.
And shout out to Miss Maydell, yo.
I know.
Can we just
give her a round of applause right quick? Shout out to the GOAT.
Because like I just want to lift her up because when the video comes out, you guys will see it, like the knowledge that she has and how unapologetically black she is.
Oh my God. And the wisdom.
Yes, the wisdom.
She right behind it is just so significant to what we're trying to do in the community, I think.
Stephanie?
I'm happy.
Like she about to shed a tear.
I'm happy. I'm happy because when I first met Maydell, I met her at the King's breakfast that they had, and then we went back to her house and we had the conversation. And I'm listening. I'm like, oh, okay. When people say certain things, and they the way they talk and their mannerism, her behavior displayed that she has a heart for the people. Mm-hmm. And I like her. I like her and Dallas.
Yeah,
I
Dallas
enjoy having conversations with her because she opens up your mind and makes you think about a lot of things. You know, me being not from this town and me just being in this town and learning this and learning that, you know, what I don't know, she knows. That's why whenever you're whenever you're having a discussion amongst yourselves and other people, it's important to have elders there for that wisdom and that knowledge. And I appreciate her and Dallas for coming out. I really do.
All right. And they didn't have to. And that's the thing, because
Yeah.
they've put up their boxing gloves, or as they say, they hung their towel up or whatever. They
The jersey.
Yeah, they
I don't
hung
even
their
think
jersey.
they have though. Really.
Well, as far as on paper is concerned,
Yeah, I don't think
You
those
know.
type of people don't never stop fighting.
right?
And they won't. And they won't. Like, a lot of people don't know the things she's done. She's the reason why you see black male carriers in Fremont.
Yeah.
She's been advocating, and it's just, to have a woman like that in this community, I know it had to be some type of difficulty, because you want to help your people, but some of the people who you want to collab with, who you want to support, they're not going to support black people if it truly doesn't solely benefit them financially. Like, you're just not going to help because you don't want to help. You want status. You want status, and you can see that she doesn't want that. She love her people.
But wouldn't it be dope if her people did something to show support and show love and encouragement and show thanks to her? We did an award for the elderly in our church. When was it? Last year?
Yeah.
I think it's about time that we did one for Dallas and Maydale.
They need it.
Yeah, to give them their flowers.
Exactly.
And they need it. They need it. They do.
Just an award, just a thank you. I mean, I'm just putting a little,
That's hard. I like
something in
that
the ear.
idea.
I think that we should. That's something that we're going to consider for the future. Because if the city of Fremont won't show them love, the black community will.
Yeah. I'm all for it.
Yeah. So, shout out to Natasha Johnson.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't set that up. We had what is it called? Well, a spread of soul food.
Yes, we did.
I mean, we had to do it, but Black History Month. We had to have a little something.
And that soul food, rounded it out with sweet tea.
Yes.
You can't get no more blacker than that, though.
And cheesecake.
You can't.
Oh,
You
it was
really can't.
it was everything.
Yeah.
I mean, people gonna be talking about that tea and that food for at least another week. It was everything.
It
Shout
was.
out to Shonda and what's that?
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Oh, Jasmine.
I know.
Y'all don't know how good this food was. Like, I wish
God.
I could just like put it through the microphone, matrix it through the
That
airwaves.
cornbread, but that cornbread had like butter pieces in it, though.
She's still
It
talking
had
about
butter. Like, when I cut, this is butter.
it. Just gave you a hug on the
I
inside.
know. Like, it's good
Like
when
them
you be
lima
like,
beans had the ham hock in it, y'all.
Come on now, smoked.
The cabbage.
Oh God, yes. It was the right amount of salt and like crunch. That's the type of
it was
cabbage
just
I like.
It was just everything.
I know.
Y'all just don't know.
But let's go back to that cornbread though. That butter on it though. Let's go back to that. Y'all, it matters.
Yeah.
It matters. Had no dry. Ugh.
Yeah, I think one of the speakers at the round table, she had her children there, and children they'll eat cornbread, but they don't eat it like that. They'll snack. Her little girl loved that cornbread. So
Yeah.
the cornbread was on point. 'Cause she was like, "Let me get another piece of that."
I'm just happy that everybody came and it was a good time. On top of being productive for the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For the
Right.
community.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait to do the.
It was
next.
it felt good to actually do something and be involved in
Yeah.
doing something.
The fact that, because, like, me and Stephanie been going back and forth about actually getting it done for what, like a year, 2 years?
Yeah.
Because she introduced the round table to me, like, what, a year ago? No, it
Yeah.
might have been 2 years. Like, she told me about the round table. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
Then you go in, you do your research, gain the confidence. Now we doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's dope.
And I'm excited about
I'm just
that.
hoping that from now on, we've set the foundation, especially with our generation, because it was so dope, y'all, for the listeners, because it was all of our age group.
Yeah.
That was what was so dope. Like, I'm sure that there was other events going on that, you know, people had threw out or whatever. But ours had our age group and we represented it.
It's not even that. We gotta speak to the fact that it was all black people in the room having black conversations and not having to worry about whiteness being offended.
Right.
We was talking about how we felt, and that was my whole intentions of bringing this to here. Because not often do you get to speak without whiteness being present, and you have to capitulate and pander to
Yes.
white people when you're talking, when you're having a black ass conversation.
Yeah.
So that's something that I really wanted to do, and it got done, and I think we all handled it perfectly.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's gonna be better next time, but yeah.
And this is what I want to say. When Maydell, back to Maydell, when Maydell did the State of Black America, that
Maydell
forum,
Leak.
Maydell Leak,
Yeah.
when she did the forum, she wanted to speak about the issues, but it was so much whiteness in the room.
And when okay, for anybody who's not black listening to this podcast, why we are so determined and pressed to be talking amongst ourselves is because there's when you talk around white people, they have a sense of privilege. Well, white people, not people who happen to be white. Let's get that clear. They have
There's a difference.
Yeah, they have a tendency to talk over your points and get defensive, and that's never productive for a conversation to go anywhere. So
Right. And not only just get defensive, but they bring it back around to make it seem like,
they're the victim.
yes, you know, or what you're doing is anti-white instead of being pro-black. You know, oh well, are you a racist now?
Right.
Because and it's like that has nothing to do with.
Yeah, and Dallas Leak talked about that at the round table too. That specific topic and that topic of conversation, which was dope. That had that breakdown and somebody break it down and had the words to, you know what I'm saying, to get it to people that are listening in layman's terms.
Right.
And that's dope. So, man, I can't wait for y'all to watch this video.
Okay, so we get in. I'm literally speaking to y'all live right now. Okay. So Dimitri Carter commented, this was an amazing experience. Honored to be a part of this. Thank you for having me. Looking forward to the next episode. So people are responding back in a positive manner about tonight, and I love it.
I do too.
I felt the love. It felt good to be in a room full of, our constituents and not have to worry about offending or having to talk in a certain manner. And on top of it, it just felt good to be like
to
black.
talk and not have to explain.
It just felt good to be black.
Yeah.
It felt good to be black.
Yes.
And I know that's good for you all. I know it's good for and I know that's good for you. I know because being here, it can be. Wow. I commend you all. Because my setup is still the way it is, being around so much blackness and coming
And
here.
we're jealous.
Yeah.
No,
We're jealous of you. No, we are.
but this is what
we have never got to experience the real culture of being black.
It's been a watered down experience here.
I know. And I understand. I'm for real.
Yeah, I knew you was going for it. I was thinking the same.
I knew you was going for it.
Stephanie Celie X in the building.
See? And let's go back to that.
We was
And
saying-
Bren'Tel said that on camera. He said it on camera, Joya. He said it on camera. I cannot. God damn, Bren'Tel. Now people gonna be low key calling me that.
Oh yeah, that's your name now.
Yeah, Stephanie Celie X.
Hey.
What is that about? This is what I will say. Coming here and this space has been created. I'm happy. Like I feel alleviated because when I came here and I started to see the way the way the structure was in this town, it made me. I took being around my people for granted. I did.
Yeah.
I did. Because I'm saying to myself, like, I mean, I see black people, but where's the...
Are they black for real?
Where's the black... Where's the pride? Where's the value?
Right.
And as much as they push this narrative about Chicago, about it being so violent and this and that, you have to weigh the good with the bad. Considering that Chicago just got named the most corrupt city, it's still so much things that's going on in the community.
Like that's positive.
That's very positive. I have a friend right now who has bought up half of 79th Street. And 79th Street, I'm gonna give you a little structure. 79th Street is kind of like how State Street is, how it runs. 79th is a good like 20 miles,
Okay.
if not longer. And she and her colleagues have bought up half of that. So all of that property is black owned. So and she's creating programs with that. And that's stuff you don't see on television.
What's your friend? And she need to come here. So
I want her to.
Please.
She told me once you get the ball rolling, once it's rolling and it's on fire, I'm coming.
I know that's right.
I'm coming because, yeah, I'm excited.
You know what?
I'm excited.
Okay. Going back to what you were saying, like, I feel like this is possible. Once they see these videos,
Yeah.
and they see what we talking about and what we're about,
Right.
and they hear that conversation, I'm hoping that the black people in this community will want to be around that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would want, because it's really about community for me.
Yeah.
Like creating a family vibe when you there, because that's
That
how
would
we
be
supposed to
so
feel as
dope.
black people.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
No matter if you related or not.
Right. Like even tonight, take for example, we had the event at the JFAC, which is
Journeys,
like
AKA.
it's like a kids
Recreational
center. But in the back it has different party rooms or whatever.
Which
so
is
we had it there.
black-owned.
However, the gentleman that owns it, he was having a family get together as well tonight. On our way out, his family was coming in. Now, mind you, that's a totally different family from my own. But when I walked in the kitchen and they were all cooking and stuff like that to, set up, they were setting their food up and everything. We were all able to talk, to laugh, to joke, to interact. And that's how it should be. You know what I mean? It should, when she came, she said, y'all ain't got no more lima beans and this and that. I didn't know her like that, but I felt like we were still all family. Like, you're black, like we're still all family. And she came in, we laughed, we joked, and it felt like that's how it's supposed to be in our community. It's supposed to be something that's, all collective. We're supposed to all be able to laugh, all be able to joke, all be able to eat, all be able to have different businesses and support each other with it. So I'm really, really, really excited to see what the future holds now.
I do. I think it's gonna be very overwhelming. Only because I see that people want that voice. They want to speak up, but you don't know who to trust. You don't know who to trust here in this town, and I see that. It's like I want to reach out.
But what does trust have to do with coming out and having a community function or something like that?
She mean it as a whole.
Yeah.
As a whole, like, because say you're at work. You could be having a conversation with somebody black. They might be offended by it or feel unsafe, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
With what you're saying, and they report you to HR. I've seen that shit happen.
Wow.
And that's what I meant.
Okay.
Because it's just like with you, I know I'm comfortable.
Right.
It's a space there between me and you.
Oh, but I'm the most hated black girl in this city. And I'm just being honest.
That's how you feel?
That's how it is.
Right. I'm just saying.
How many people do not like? How many people do not like me, Bren'Tel?
A lot, but still,
a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's they don't trust me, or if it's just that I don't care that they don't. You know what I'm saying?
It could, yeah, it very well could be that.
Because I don't care.
Or it simply could be just how you are. It could be your honesty. It's because
I don't care.
No, it's your polarizing figure. That's what you are.
A what?
Polarizing, meaning.
Let me look that up.
What that means is a lot of people you either like her or you hate her.
Right.
There is no in between.
Well, you love to hate her.
Yeah.
You're like the guilty pleasure. Like, I don't really want to fuck with her, but I want to hear what she got to say.
Exactly.
And that's how you are.
Okay.
That's how you are. They don't want to admit that they fucking with you because this is what I say.
Right. Because you.
Don't claim no hate. Because if a motherfucker taking that much time to want to know what you're doing, they love you.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying?
No. I was like, no.
Because if an individual is invested in that much time wanting to know your business, then what does that say about them? But I don't like Joy. I don't like Joy. But you want to know everything about her. Why?
I don't know if they want to know anything about me at all. I don't know. I don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
But they do though. But they do know. But they do.
Okay.
But they do.
Well, you got to think like. As far as like this community goes, you the person that gotta come in and shake shit up. You know what I'm saying?
We are supposed to do that.
No, right.
Right.
But we all supposed to. That's not what's happening.
Okay.
We the motherfuckers shaking shit up right now.
Yeah.
In the community.
Shake it.
You know what I'm saying? For real. If we being honest, that's doing things to try to uplift the black community. And instill black culture, African American culture here.
Right.
Because it's been stripped down, and it's almost like, not even almost like, people are afraid to have that pride here, because like I said at the round table, this is 80% white community, 9% black,
and that struck with a lot of people when you gave those numbers. It did. It struck with a lot of people. Like this is the amount of black people that's in this community. And 10 of us can't come together.
Right.
20 of us can't come together and chop it up. That says a lot. That says that there's little to no pride. There's little to no value. It's been completely diminished because the complete integration. Like, it's just like, oh, well, yeah, whatever, okay. This is what I will say. Because so many blacks over the past have migrated here because there are a substantial amount of people from Mississippi. When you come from violent, infested communities, when it's ridden with drugs and violence and a lot of BS, when you move to a safer place, now you have this negative bias in your mind saying that I'm looking at this black person, this is why I don't fuck with black people. And then here you have the white person that's more accepting. So I'm a fuck with white people because I've been dealing with niggas all my life and I know how niggas roll.
Right.
Specifically niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niggas.
Yeah.
Not black people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you come here and you see black people and you automatically label them as niggas. So it's like, I'm not going to fuck with them. I'm in a safe place. It ain't no violence. It ain't this. It ain't that. Like when I moved here, I didn't have that mind frame. I didn't. I sought out to say I want to try to find some black people who I could connect with because I'm black, and I don't know that experience being raised around so many white people. I commend you all. I commend you all. I do. I commend you all. I really do because, yeah.
But see, I think on top of that, just to comment what she's saying, now we have this false theory of how the whole world works. Because in the world, when you get out in the world beyond Fremont, not all white people are going to like you.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to be able to just, talk freely about having mixed kids and whatever the situation is. You're not going to be able to. It's a different world when you leave.
It literally
Fremont.
is. It literally is. And I always
and a
say,
lot of people, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. A lot of people that are in Fremont, that are from Fremont,
that never left.
have never left Fremont.
oh wow.
They've never traveled anywhere. They've never been anywhere. They've never gone anywhere. They've never seen anything but Fremont. So, like Maydell was saying earlier at the event, their mind frame and their mindset is just the same, and they teach that generationally.
Yep.
So that's the only thing that they know. So they don't know anything about having black pride or being in a black culture or anything like that, because to them, the only thing that they know is Fremont.
And this is what I will say. I think people who have migrated here, because in this era and in the last 10 years, it's been reverse migration, where blacks have migrated from major cities to more smaller towns for safety.
Right.
And I'm one of them. I migrated from Chicago here because Chicago turned into Gotham City. I always tell everybody that. And that's real shit, though. I just told you we just got elected like the most corrupt city. Like corrupt. You know, politics.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. It's yeah.
Gotham City. That's pretty good.
And that's what it's turning into. And I'd be damned if I spend so much time instilling so much in my boys, only for them to be walking home from school and a cop just feel as though I want to take this child out and kill my child.
Right.
I can't have that.
Right.
I'll pull hell from up under the ground.
I understand. Yep.
I fuck it up and everybody in it.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel about my kids. So moving them here, the culture shock I can deal with. But gathering people together and instilling pride that I've had my entire life. Like when Black History Month come up, when I was growing up, first off, it was more black teachers then anyway. I can't even remember when I had white teachers. When I got to college, when I started going to UIC for pharmacy, that's when I started seeing like white professors. But from kindergarten up until like 8th grade, all my teachers were black, and most of them were women. So in a classroom with a sister, you know how it was ran.
Right. She was not playing.
She was not. She
Right.
wasn't. It wasn't no pen against pen. And I'll never forget this. I had a teacher, Miss Johnson. Here she go. Look at him. You see him? That's your brother. See her? That's your sister. We a family. And don't ever forget that. Now, at this time, this is 4th grade, so I'm roughly 10. I'm 33. Now, that stuck with me forever.
Right.
And that's how I've always seen, like, despite what I've seen coming up throughout the years, that stayed with me.
Right.
So the kids here don't know that. Like, if you ask kids here today, who's the Ku Klux Klan? You know what I'm saying? Or who's Medgar? Or who's Nat? Or who's Fred? They can't tell you that.
Black National Anthem.
The
Right.
Negro, these kids here don't even know the Negro National Anthem. Thank you for saying that. They don't. I'm teaching.
I do. You want to sing it? Lift every voice and sing.
But where did you learn it from?
Maydell.
That's what I'm saying. And you see, Tamisha said in the event tonight. You see what she said? She was a product. She's a product of Maydell and Dallas.
I'm a product of Maydell and Dallas. When we were younger, we always used to go down to Ebenezer, and they used to have the Black History programs, and they would make us, learn the Negro natural, and we would taste test soul food, and we would have the kente cloths. And we had the kente cloth ceremony when we graduated high school, and we had that was just how we were back then. We did the college tour. Did you go on the college tour?
Once.
We did a college tour. We went and visited all the HBCU colleges around We went and visited where Martin Luther King got shot, and we went and saw, the church where the 4 girls got bombed in the fire. And we went to a lot of national black, historical black landmarks made in Dallas, And we took a bus tour, and we toured for a week and came back. And that was just how it was back then.
And talking to them and talking to Maydell, and when I began to talk to her and Dallas are pillars in the black community. They really are.
Yes.
And they don't get the credit that they truly deserve. And I don't.
There's black people here are scared to step out because they have white wives and white husbands and mixed kids and white uncle, and you don't know how many times I've put something on Facebook and I've gotten backlash from somebody texting me, calling me, you can't say that because you got a white uncle. You can't say that because you got you have a white sister-in-law. You can't say that. And what I say to that is, that is not my fault.
And it's not, but
I'm supposed to apologize.
It's not.
Did I marry that person?
It's not.
My husband is black. Okay? I can't help that they chose to make that decision to go and marry somebody white, or they chose to have mixed kids, or they chose. That's on them.
Exactly.
All I can do is preach the truth, and the truth is, fuck them. That's why.
Shit.
That's why.
That's why.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a matter of that's that again.
Right.
Like you saying, you getting backlash again. That's why I wanted to create the roundtable. Because at the end of the day, we don't care about backlash. We don't care about all of that. If you don't like me for something I said, good.
Right.
Good.
Right.
And that's just the end of it. That's just how I feel. That's where we need to be standing. Because this whole playing the fence and being nice and like I'm through with all of that. Like if you gonna ride, you're gonna ride. If you disagree with it, you probably are part of the problem.
Right. And why does and then every time you turn around, somebody, is she racist because she's saying this and this and this and that?
Black people can't be racist.
Oh
they
my
can
God.
only be prejudiced.
And when you say that to other black people, and they try to give you a response as to why black people can be racist, you are a part of the problem. You are upholding the system.
You can discriminate. You can be prejudiced, but you can't be racist. We don't have the power.
We cannot do that. I don't get it when people do. I don't. I've come to see here. I've come to see here that they want to really wash your pride away.
Yes, they want to strip that down.
They want to keep you so.
And the thing about it is, they want us to be okay with it.
Yes.
Not just strip you down from your pride, but they want you to be happy about not having any.
Yeah.
You understand? Like they
Yeah.
want you to be okay with not having any black pride at all.
And when Dallas said what he said about the educational system, because you have to understand, now we're in an era, and we've always been in that, but now more than ever, they are attacking our young black boys. In case in point, my personal experience with my son, and I talked about this on a previous podcast, that when Dallas said what he said, that struck with me. He said, when they approach fourth grade, and when they approach fourth grade, then they have that, then all of a sudden here come a learning disability for your child.
That's what all my son's teachers were telling me at STEM. When he went to STEM in the
He
5th
had
grade.
all straight A's this year.
Yeah, well, that was when he got to middle school.
That's
and he
what
had
I'm
they were used to having a diversity of more kids there.
Okay.
You
okay.
understand? When he was at STEM, and he had a black teacher. When he was at STEM, they all sat me down in the office and said, we think that he has ADHD. He can't sit still. he's doing this, he's doing that. And they would clip my son down every day with something. And it got to the point where Mom, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm getting yelled at constantly in class. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
I know. And
as soon as he left that school and he went into the 6th grade, Jakai was getting straight A's.
And this is what it was with me.
So I think like in elementary school, they target black boys so that by the time they get to middle school,
they're already off track.
Their
confidence is broken.
Yeah, their confidence is broken and they're already off track.
Yeah.
Not this one. Because my son is destined for success.
And that's exactly what they tried to do with my son Preston. And my first initial reaction, because I'm so reactionary and I'm like Mama Bear like all the time, I want to go up there and like slap the shit out of all of them.
Right.
How dare you? I know your angle. Mm-hmm. Because they do that in public schools in Chicago all the time. Number one, first off, in Chicago public schools, when my kids got here, they were behind 2 years academically. Mm-hmm. So the curriculum in Chicago is maybe 3 years behind, maybe 4. Mm. So them coming here, having to play catch up, and not only is it behind in Chicago, they're not teaching the kids. Mm. Because the schools feel more like prison than the actual learning environment. Mm. No heat, no air. Mm. Outdated books, old computers. So it's just, that's what they're doing.
And we're not even going to talk about nutritional value when it comes to food.
Exactly. Really just gearing them up. And I said, once I got here, I'd be damned if I've lived in a community and I don't have a safe haven for me or my children being black in this town.
Right.
If I can't find one, I'm going to create one.
Right.
And that's what we're doing.
And that's good.
And that's what we're doing because it's needed. It's beyond. This Black Parent Committee is beyond overdue. Mm-hmm. Because there's so many parents. It's this one parent, me and her socialized.
Now, did they have a meeting yet for the Black Parent Committee? Have you guys has anyone had an official meeting?
No.
For that?
I don't even think it's built right now.
No.
Is it?
No,
I don't want to misspeak.
Isn't.
Okay. All right.
It isn't, but I think we need to hold a function for that. And we need to have Maydell be the keynote speaker. Mm-hmm. Because when Maydell, even with Alexander being there, mm-hmm. he didn't give you his backstory, but Maydell will always say, and he would always say that if it wasn't for her, they would have pumped his son up full of medicine and kept him in them special classes for a long time.
Right.
Now, imagine you, the boy in the middle school on honor roll right now, today. Mm-hmm. But if he hadn't met her, because he didn't have the information mm-hmm. to know what they were doing, but Maydell did.
Right.
We rounded on house back. We keep coming back to Maydell because she slept on her and Dallas. I slept on
very much so.
Like mad slept on
very much so.
So it's just like even with her talking to me, and they were talking about we need to put him on an individualized education plan, and Maydell was like, you better not. Mm-mm.
That's what they tried to say about Jakai. And Jakai, and we noticed from his dad being gone and stuff like that. My son suffers with anxiety, and we talked about Black mental health today. We talked about the mental health mm-hmm. that goes on because it trickles down within our children too. It does, especially when they come and go into these schools and being looked upon and picked on constantly by these teachers, by the faculty, whatever. That tends to wear and tear on our children.
It does.
So now they're having anxiety and depression issues now.
It is, and it's at a higher rate because the kids in school they're dealing with the teachers and the peers
right
all the time. So it's an overload of anxiety for my kids personally because us moving to a whole different element. And like I always tell everybody, when my youngest baby, when he started going to Atkinson, and he walked in and he walked around, and he was like, "It's so many white people. Where are all the black people? Everybody's white."
Yeah.
So it was that initial shock for him. So, when my kids, even when they seen a black man, or like a black teacher, or like a black parent, my kids, when we first moved, they would always run up to him and say hello. Because they naturally gravitate towards anybody black.
That's how I was where we're at right now. If I had saw this one black lady in the grocery store, I was like, "Oh, it's one of us. Hi, what's your name?"
You be so happy.
Can we be friends?
You be so happy. Like even now, when I be in Kroger,
for real.
When I be in Kroger,
Yeah,
and I see anybody, "Hey, how you doing?
Right.
How are you?
Right.
How are you?
Can we be friends?
Please, let's be.
Can we go out to eat?
Yes.
Can we do something? Yeah, for real, because we need that.
We do
as a people,
especially
in these days and time right now. We need it so bad.
We do. This town is completely overdue. But I really, I'm excited for the things that we are doing. I really am.
I'm hoping that the division that we have and that we talked about, I'm hoping we can eventually come together.
I hope I strike a chord with people that actually listen to it.
Right.
And watch it.
Because we actually got some, a lot of people was asking about the podcast today. Like Tanisha, she was like, she wanted to know, well, this is what it is.
Right.
So, even with that, want to have her on as a guest and talk about mental health and talk about things. Bringing more awareness and more conversation to the podcast.
Yeah. That would be excellent.
And that's networking.
Now, last March, we did the March Madness. Kind of fell off because, we didn't get the support that we should have gotten. Are we going to do something with March Madness this year?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's talk about that off here.
Yeah.
So we can fine tune it and get something together.
So are we wrapping it up?
We have about 42 minutes, but everybody know we long winded. And it's the first time we all been together.
I know.
You so hype.
Nigga, what time is it? Because I got a curfew.
I know that's
shit.
right.
My bad.
I know that's right.
My bad. You right.
I'm not kids free like you two. Happy-go-lucky birds and shit.
Sure is.
Look at your feathers. They just big and wide and breathing.
Sure is. I can't wait.
Then you rubbing it in, though, Joy.
Sure is. I'm finna go right up in the bed.
What time is it now, actually?
I'm finna go into bed and scroll out.
I want to know what it's like to just lay in the bed and just lay there. You could just lay there and go to sleep.
I sure can. I ain't got to worry about Jadora feet in my face or nothing.
Zora probably most likely ain't sleep. Where's my mommy? Yeah, looking for me. The struggle, y'all. The struggle.
For real.
I need a husband or somebody who I like enough.
You'll find one.
I can't believe
We off air?
I'm still no. We still
I
rolling.
thought we were.
Good.
I gotta end it. All right. I have nothing else. Y'all have anything else? No, you good?
No.
We'll be
Okay.
doing more events to come. So
Yes,
I'm looking forward
the
to
video will be up when it's done.
I'm excited.
Let me cut this off. Anyway, the revolution will not be televised.
I'll never forget when my uncle played this song. Jesus Christ.
My
Yeah.
phone did.
So, I have nothing else. Comment, rate, subscribe. You know what's up. 5-star reviews. I gotta read some more too. I gotta look.
Did you look on Stitcher?
Yes, I found some more. I still got.
You don't even.
iTunes, I know I got some because some people screenshot and left. I just got to look because it take a couple of days for it to
What y'all talking about?
5-star reviews for the podcast.
Oh, I don't even pay attention. What do that mean?
Basically, the reviews help you move up in charts and stuff.
Oh,
like
okay,
that,
cool.
so.
How we doing with that?
We don't have enough for how many listeners we be having.
Yeah.
So
I don't even know how many listens.
yeah.
What's the average?
Right now we are at the last couple months strong. We've been at like 3,000.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
That's not.
Considering like the past 2 years, how inconsistent we've been.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What? Oh, 3,000 what? Reviews?
Listeners. No, listeners a
listeners.
month.
Uh-oh.
3,000.
Yeah.
I know. We trying to get to 50,
I mean,
75.
it's not, yeah, for sure.
We trying to get up.
It ain't
there.
like, it ain't got like, it's all spread out too, which makes it cool.
Okay.
So, but
We consistently doing it this year though, so it's gonna go.
I know.
yes,
A guest.
and we gotta have shit to do with it, like extra shit, like the fucking round table fly shit. We're gonna do a lot of fly shit this year.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything else. So until next episode, hey, podcast every day.